to remove. But think of the poverty of people who have a wardrobe full of shirts, who have no shortage of saris in their homes, who have no shortage of all these long, long gowns, who have no shortage. But there's a shortage of upper chamber being developed. Because their focus in life, their upbringing, and their friends and their society is not about lifting the standard of the mind. Who you think is poorer? The one who don't have a shirt? That you think if you collect some money and give shirt to them, you have done your job? How do you deal with the people whose upper chamber have been jammed for 30 and 40 and 50 years and more? How do you deal with that? What's your role and my role? How do you deal with our children who we have not taken time off to educate them in higher visions of Islam, and we have allowed them to be educated by a society with different visions of life? Poverty, I say again. We all as human beings, if we want to eat, we should be part of a social system to help others to eat. If we want to wear, we should be part of a social system to help others to wear. But I tell you, in my humble life, I have traveled in many, many communities, Muslims and non-Muslims throughout this world, at different levels. And I have seen the sad fact is that the poverty is not really the poverty of the shirt. The majority of the people, you know why they're poor? Do you know why the majority of the people are poor in your country and my country? Because they submit their minds to lower philosophies of life. You can think you can help them? I tell you again, life is very sweet if you know how to live it. I know the opportunity to be able to wear a different shirt or a different dress or a different sari or a different head tie. This is big time society. You understand? Because what they're all about, their mind is about what people are going to think about us when they see us. That's what they're involved about. They're involved about pleasing people. It's not involved about raising the upper standard of their minds so they can live their vision of life. And that is why fancy dress parade is all over this society. The Muslim countries and these countries. Whereas Islam never teaches us you can't dress nice. It never said to you, no, you must look like a fakir, somebody who has no paisa, no rupee. No, it didn't say that. But if you and I take so much of effort to dress well, what are we doing to dress up this? What are we doing to dress up this that we have inside our heads? Are we concerned about that? Who's going to take care of this? Consider this. Nature does not allow vacuums. Nature does not tolerate vacuums. So if you and I do not become proactive in raising the mental standards of ourselves and our children, others will do it for us. And when others do it for us, you're lucky if they have our interest at heart. So the Qur'an tells us we can change our life. And this is the beauty. The beauty is, La ikraha fi din. There is no compulsion in following a divine system. Hear that? There is no compulsion. La ikraha fi din. قَدْ تَبَيَّنَ الرُّشْدُ مِنَ الْغَيِّ. The clear-cut path of lofty, upright living. The clear-cut path where you and I can get out of the rut. Whatever is that rut. No matter where we come from, none of us is condemned by Allah to remain there. You can't say, ye mere taqdeer hai. God made me to become a fakir. God made me to become a bewakoof. Those of you who speak Urdu and Bengali, you know this. God made me to become a stupid person. God made me that others would put chains around my neck. God made me that I should submit to people as leaders who have no responsibility to advance my cause. This is not God. This is our foolishness, our stubbornness, our stupidity, our indifference to guidance. And it is written all over the Muslim society. You can chat with Muslims and you see this popping out into you. You can go to Muslim communities. You can go to their masjids. You can go to their organizations. You can go to their centers. You can go to their communities where they are 100%. And this is what is popping out. They are fighting for a kind of wealth that only allows them to have many clothes, to eat all the delicacy in the world. They want to be able to eat it. But the average Muslim is not struggling to overhaul the mindset that he or she has, to improve that, to sublimate that, to elevate that, to make that competitive. If you want to live in this world and to compete with others, the examples, daily examples, are the best revelations to understand. That is why Allah says to me and to you, how many times? He says, Siru fil ard. Travel about the place. What he said? He said, Siru fil ard. Travel about the place. Right? And today you live in North America, everybody wants to go on a holiday. I'm not here to tell you don't go on holiday and I should go. That's your personal choice, brothers and sisters. But the Qur'an says, Siru fil ard. Move about the land. Land here means sea, air, earth, all over. Siru fil ard. Fanduru. Investigate, analyze, introspect, observe, discern. Don't fail to notice. Fanduru means don't fail to observe. كيف كان عاقبة المكذبين? What is the end result of those people who had all the opportunity to follow a higher life, but they had no time for it? They work against it. There were stumbling blocks in its path. In their lives, there was no real manifestation of it. We all are very responsible people because we know what we want, we work for. And what we want, you make sure we'll do. I know there are people who want to go on holidays. And the holidays are thousands of Canadian or US dollars. And they say, Mom, put it on a credit card. What do they say? Put it on the credit card. That's their option. I can't tell them don't go on the credit card. That's their choice. What is my concern as a human living in society? We are not dealing with an uneducated God or a stupid God or a foolish God. Our priorities should not be less for divine enhancement. So my brothers and my sisters, the Qur'an says, إِلَّا الَّذِينَ تَابُوا وَأَصْلَحُوا. There is room for you and me if we make tawbah. And I told you, tawbah is not to say, astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. That's Mickey Mouse tawbah. That's not real tawbah. That's Mickey Mouse tawbah. You don't do this to God, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, 1,000,000 times or 5,000,000, it means nothing. The essence of tawbah is to turn away from that path that one was involved in. So it requires action. It requires effort. It doesn't require lip service, movement of the tongue, or playing a tape recorder, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, and you cry and you feel nice. And you go back and do the same thing.